Live from the United Kingdom is Mark Shanahan. He's an associate professor of politics at the University of Surrey. Professor, great to have you here with us on TRT World. So, given Donald Trump's history of being critical of NATO and his past trade threats, do you think Europe could be in for a diplomatic and economic clash if Donald Trump wins again?
Absolutely. In 2016, we kind of dismissed what Donald Trump had to say as being less than serious. But generally, what he has to say, he then at least tries to follow through on. So, for instance, he's talked about leaving NATO. He feels that European nations don't contribute enough to NATO. He is very lukewarm in his support for Ukraine. And he is looking to institute a trade war with China that will have a big knock-on effect with Europe. We're looking at European imports to the American markets being tariffed up to 10 or 20%. On top of the prices that are charged now. We're looking at Chinese components with tariffs of 60%. So doing trade with America, already an asymmetric relationship, is going to become even harder. In terms of security, Europe may well have to look to securing its own borders, securing its own strength without much American input, because we are looking with Trump potentially at a very America-first insular nation for at least the next 4 years. That's if he gets in. I was a little bit surprised by the vox pops that were done in London, because my experience is most people over here really do want Kamala Harris to win. They want continuity in the relationship between Europe and the United States, and they really don't want Trump back in office. There are very few people on the right in this country, but this is a country, the UK, that voted in 500 progressive, more liberal MPs just a few months ago.
Right, but Professor, if I may, what we heard there in London did not take me by surprise, because I'm hearing similar sentiments here in the United States. But again, our sample is very small, so it's really hard to make a prediction based on the people we have spoken to. But let me ask you, if Donald Trump were to win, how do you see his America First policies impacting U.S.-European relations?
It won't be good. Ever since really the end of World War II, America and Europe have been very, very closely aligned, whether it's the kind of special relationship that we talk of between the UK and the US, or more recently, very strong relationships in Brussels, in Paris, and in Berlin, united over trade issues, working very closely together on defence and on security issues. We're looking potentially at a change in the world order. A win for Donald Trump would very much strengthen the hand of Vladimir Putin. It would embolden autocrats all around the world. Xi Jinping would absolutely love a Trump victory. Trump is predictable in his unpredictability now. We know what we're going to get from him. And it's not going to be good for international relations. He is a zero-sum player. He sees everything as a business deal. He has to win and everyone else has to be the losers. That is simply not good in a very interconnected world.
Fascinating insights. Professor Shanahan, thanks very much for talking to us here on TRT World. I really appreciate your taking out the time.